What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, this video is going to be a little lengthy, just to warn you all. Welcome to the channel for those of you who are new. And this video is going to center around LeBron James. LeBron James and some statements that he made last night after a win against the Portland Trailblazers, right? So, the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James' team, they defeated the Portland Trailblazers last night. And so in the post-game presser, LeBron, answered the media's questions, and he came forth and he said something, right? What he did was he expressed disappointment in the fact that athletes like himself, right? Basically the black athletes were asked about Kyrie Irving supporting the From Hebrew to Negroes documentary, right? A lot of the black athletes were all asked about how do they feel about him supporting that documentary when there was allegedly anti-Semitic information or anti-Semitic ideologies within it, so on and so forth. I'm saying allegedly because I did not watch the documentary. All the athletes were asked about this. The black athletes were asked, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? They were asked for their opinion, and they were sought out for their opinions. And people were trying to reach for the heavens to get people like LeBron James to say something, and on all these other athletes and to provide their input on the Kyrie Irving situation. However, there is no one. LeBron was disappointed. He expressed disappointment in the fact that there were no questions about Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, being pictured as a 14-year-old, being pictured with a group of segregationists who were fighting against the integration of black kids in the Little Rock, Arkansas school system, right? So if you don't know, Jerry Jones, he was pictured as a 14-year-old amongst a group of segregationists in Little Rock, Arkansas, who were fighting against the integration of black kids within the Little Rock, Arkansas school systems. I think this was like, what? Was this 1957, so on and so forth, I believe. So on and so forth. 1957, around that time? I think it was like 1957. Jerry Jones, 14-year-old Jerry Jones is seen in the picture. And again, he's with a group of segregationists. And this picture, it's been out there. The black athletes are not being asked about this picture at all. Nobody's being asked about it. The media is not vying for black athletes to speak out against that or to talk about it. They're not asking them. They're not putting microphones in their face and grilling them about the situation the same way they were asking about Kyrie Irving and his support of the From Hebrews to Negroes documentary, right? And LeBron, he basically said, when there are issues, and I'm paraphrasing, you all can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's basically saying, when there are issues when a black person basically does something that may be deemed offensive to another group, they ask the black athletes, they seek them out. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? But when there are acts committed against black people, they don't try to seek out the black athletes during that time to ask them, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? The black athletes have to speak out about it on their own. The media does not try to get their input or get their, their insight about these issues when it's something committed against the black community. And one thing that I really noticed, and I think that LeBron created a conversation around, or kind of like unintentionally made people aware of a certain thing that goes on in the media. And some people may say intentionally, right? Now I'm paraphrasing, because I'm paraphrasing LeBron. What I notice is that when a non-black person, let's say a white person, says something disparaging about black people, the media, the mainstream media, whether it be television media or print media, so on and so forth, they don't go to white athletes and ask them, how do you feel about such and such white guy making these denigrating remarks about black people? They don't. They hardly ever do that. When Riley Cooper, said the N-word or whatever, nobody came out and was asking him, we're asking the white athletes, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? It was just like, and I know a lot of the white athletes are not going to be grilled or asked about Jerry Jones and him being pictured with segregationists, at 14 years old, a group of people Jerry Jones was pictured with a group of people fighting against the integration of black kids within the Little Rock, Arkansas school system. The white athletes will not be asked about that. And that is that's you can see it's a blatant, what do we call it, a double standard, or it's just, you see the how inadequate or how different it is when a black person does something that offends a group of people. The media will seek out the black athletes and their opinion on it. When a non-black person does something, the media don't seek out the ethnic group of that same non-black person who made those comments about a group of black people. They don't seek out those athletes to ask them, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? What that person said about the black community is not done the same way, right? And I agree with that. You know, I just like, wow, they will never ask a white athlete or they will hardly, I mean, not never, but you will never see them go and grill a whole bunch of white athletes, ask Aaron Rodgers about Jerry Jones. They hardly ever really do that much, right? But nonetheless, after LeBron made these comments, there are people saying, nice try, LeBron. The damage is done. You sold out Kyrie Irving. This is a stunt for LeBron James to save himself from him throwing another black man in the trash. He's trying to save face. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. He's just trying to make himself look good for what he did for throwing Kyrie under the bus, so on and so forth, right? As if LeBron James ain't had a solid rapport within the black community when it comes to speaking up for our people for years now, right? LeBron James has lent his voice to a ton of issues within the black community for a very long time. For a long time, for about 8 to 10 years now. With Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, with Trayvon Martin, so many other, Philando Castile, so many, a lot of all these unarmed black people who were killed. LeBron James spoke about it. He pointed out hypocrisies in the media and so on and so forth. He came and he lent his voice to these issues with the humongous platform that he has, right? He's done it for a very long time. And yet and still, you have people who are trying to call LeBron James the ultimate biggest sellout they've ever seen because they didn't agree with how he spoke about Kyrie Irving. Now, you all can see that LeBron James picture in the background. You all are highly intelligent enough to know that if I have that picture there, I'm a fan of LeBron James's game. Without question, for sure. A huge fan of LeBron James. However, when I made a video discussing Kyrie Irving and his support of the documentary From Hebrews to Negroes, I spoke about how disappointed I was in LeBron. How I didn't feel like he said the right things when it came to the situation with Kyrie. How I felt like he could have, you know, he could have said something a lot more, or he could have said something in a way where it didn't get him, you know, he didn't necessarily throw himself all the way in the fire for Kyrie, but at the same time, not put Kyrie in the fire at the same time. I felt like he could have said things, he could have said it a lot differently, and I didn't agree with it. And I was strongly, and I said I didn't agree with it a whole lot. And I spoke about, you know, how I just felt like, no, that wasn't the right thing for LeBron to say. And if he was going to say something, if he was going to say that, he shouldn't have said anything at all. Right? However, I know that even with him saying what he said about Kyrie Irving and me not agreeing with it, I cannot act like LeBron James hasn't been on the front line regarding giving dialogue, you know, and providing conversation and providing awareness, regarding issues within our community for 8 to 10 years, right? Think about all your favorite entertainers in the world, whether it be athletes or singers. Ask yourself, what issues have they lent their voices to? What issues, right? Ask yourself. LeBron has lent his voice to many issues regarding black folks, whether it be police brutality, racism, discrimination, again, racial prejudices, so on and so forth. He's lent his voice to that. And he spoke about it with his chest in a time where it was not popular to do so. He was told to shut up and dribble. People call him a buffoon every single day. They clown him. They tell him how uneducated he is and how it's clear that he didn't go to college with the things that he says. When he tries to speak up on behalf of black people, he's ridiculed. He's maligned for it. He will continue to do so. He will continue to be maligned and denigrated for these when he stands up for black people regarding social justice issues, right? And one thing I noticed that with all of those things, with him standing up for black folks within these issues and all of that, and people will always try to point to that China incident. Oh, he didn't speak up for China, though. He didn't speak up for China. He's a hypocrite. He's a buffoon. He's a buffoon. He's a clown. But even with him being trashed like that, he still speaks with his chest about and speaks up for black folks when it's time to do so. He does it unapologetically and fearlessly outside of that incident with Kyrie Irving, right? And which I didn't agree with. But people are willing to label him a sellout just because we didn't agree with that take, that one take that he had on Kyrie Irving. Now he's a despicable human. He's selfish. He's ignorant. He's the ultimate sellout of the biggest sellouts we've ever seen, right? And people will completely disregard his reputation for providing his voice about issues affecting our community when it was extremely unpopular to do so. The philanthropic work he's done within the black community, so on and so forth. People will completely throw it under the bus because they didn't agree, you know, with his take about Kyrie Irving. Meanwhile, their favorite athletes or entertainers don't speak on shit regarding our people, or they even deny racism or denigrate our people to not alienate certain fan bases, right? They'll either, like I said before, they don't speak on shit regarding our folks, our black people, or they'll even deny racism in our face or denigrate our people in order to not alienate other ethnic groups within their fan base, which is some cowardice at its finest, right? And those same people that try to denigrate LeBron for not standing with Kyrie and call him the ultimate sellout, they won't call their favorite entertainers a sellout. For, you know, they will give those athletes and entertainers a pass when they deny racism, like Lil Wayne has done time and time again. He will deny racism because Uncle Bob saved his life doing his job. He will deny that racism ever exists because he has fans of different ethnicities. Lil Wayne will do that in our face, and black people will ride to the heavens for him, clap for him, stand up, love him, hug him, support him no matter what. Even though when they asked him about Black Lives Matter, he told the reporter, my life matters to my bitches, and this is what matters to me, and pulled out a gang flag, a red flag, and saying, this is what matters to me, my gang. Basically indicating he's a gang member. Playing up a stereotype, a negative stereotype of black folks, of black people. Because he was asked about the Black Lives Matter movement and not the organization, but the movement. I don't give a fuck about the organization, you know, that took money. I'm talking about the movement to stop police brutality against unarmed black people in America. Lil Wayne didn't want to talk about that. He was such a coward. He started to play into a negative stereotype of our people of being gang members because he didn't want to stand up and talk about police brutality against unarmed black folks getting killed in the street, right? We have entertainers who will denigrate our people like Kanye West, right? Kanye will say he will say slavery was a choice. He will say Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves, right? He'll come out and say things like, he'll denigrate George Floyd and he wasn't really on his neck like that and all this and all of that. And black folks will play mental gymnastics in order to defend that brother, to defend that man. I'm not going to even call Kanye a brother. To defend that man, they will pull out all type of mental gymnastics and won't call Kanye a sellout to save their life. They won't call Lil Wayne a sellout to save their life, but will call LeBron James a sellout, all because they favorite player is Kobe Bryant. Or they really, really love Michael Jordan and it's really deep, it's really rooted in that bullshit that I love Kobe so I can't love LeBron bullshit. I love Michael Jordan so I can't love LeBron bullshit. Knock it the fuck off. Because I don't believe y'all. How can you sit and call LeBron the ultimate sellout, but you ride for Kanye West, a man who throws our people under the bus time and time again, pisses on us and tell us it's raining, and black people are so gullible they believe it and they eat that shit up, right? Kanye plays pro-black when he has problems with that broad he was dealing with, you know, with Kim Kardashian. Whenever he's dealing with his wife, I'm sorry, man, when he's dealing with his wife or soon-to-be ex-wife, I don't know what the hell they got going on. When he has problems with her family, he starts trying to talk pro-black and act like he's pro-black and act like he's all for our people and how he loves black folks, and we eat it up. But I guarantee you right now, if Kim Kardashian says she want to take Kanye West back, if she says she want to take Kanye West back, if that broad came out and said, oh, Kanye, I want you, I want to be back with you, I want to help raise our family, I want us to keep our family, I want us to make it work, Kanye will say, bye, black folks, fuck y'all. And get right back on that. Slavery was a choice. You know, Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves. George Floyd, you know, he really wasn't on his knee like that much. And he'll probably start calling black folks victims, and he'll probably tell black people we got a victim mentality. When Kanye is a person who looks for white acceptance more than any celebrity that I know, because he only talks when he wants to be in these rooms with these white designers and all this, right? Non-black designers, he want to rub shoulders with them and rub shoulders with the elites. And when they don't let him sit at the table with them, he tries to call out their pro-black shit. You know, even though we know, I'm not dissing pro-blackness because I'm all pro-black, right? But even though we know, you know, when he knows that the black community appeals to that, and we try to speak up for the black folks a lot. He plays on black folks, preys on them to tug at black folks' heartstrings to get them on his side. Oh, I'm a black man, I got these black kids, oh my God, even though Kanye ain't really raising them kids to be black for real. And we know that, y'all know that. Y'all ain't believing that. Even if they are mixed with black, he ain't raising them to be black and to be, to have knowledge of self and to identify with black culture for real and black revolution. He ain't raising them to be like that and cut from that cloth. Cut it out. But he will play on black folks because he knows that black folks will think he is. And he'll try to talk all this pro-black talk like he's Fred Hampton. But if that broad tell him come back today, come back to the house, Kanye, he running for the hills and telling black folks, kiss my ass. Y'all ain't nothing but a whole bunch of, y'all ain't nothing but people that got victim mindsets. Bye, y'all. Fuck y'all. That's what Kanye would do. But they won't call Kanye West a sellout. They'll love and adore him and cherish him. And cherish every word that he says. It's quite puzzling. But LeBron James is a sellout? LeBron is a sellout, but not Kanye West. For real? And Kanye has a history, a track record of throwing us under the bus all the time. But they'll ride to the heavens for Kanye West, right? Same with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather told Colin Kaepernick he needs to stand up during the national anthem. He needs to worry about being a starter in the NFL, not police brutality. Floyd Mayweather tweets out all lives matter. When Gucci had the racism thing going on, he goes to the Gucci store and give black folks his ass to kiss, show us that he's buying Gucci clothing. And black folks will take up for Floyd Mayweather. He'll say one thing about Kyrie Irving and support it. Now, oh my God, Floyd Mayweather is the Messiah. He's the ultimate all-seeing black guy. He is now he Fred Hampton, now he Malcolm X. Same with Kanye, not Kanye, Malcolm X. Right? After all this shit, Kanye done talked about black folks throwing us under the bus, denigrating George Floyd, telling us slavery was a choice, disrespecting our ancestors in front of company and clowning. When he got that platform he got, denigrating our ancestors, telling them slavery was a choice, basically calling our ancestors soft, weak, which gives credence to non-black people saying, hey, slavery was a long time ago. And if you really wanted to be out of slavery, you could have killed us. Hey, man, basically allowing racist non-black people to make slavery seem like it wasn't that big of a deal with how he talks. When Kanye says slavery was a choice, it gives credence to racist non-black people to say, hey, slavery wasn't that big of a deal and it was long ago. And black people are too foolish to realize when they support him saying that shit, that's what they doing, right? But, you know, it's Kanye West, so black folks, they stood up in arms for him. Oh, we love Kanye. Oh, my God, Kanye don't give a fuck about you, me, or your kids. He care about his kids. You know what I'm saying? And him. And Kim Kardashian, and who Kim Kardashian is sleeping with. All Kanye care about is who Kim Kardashian is sleeping with, his kids, his people. He don't give a fuck about you or me or no black person. This coming from a dude that's from Chicago, Illinois, from the heart of the inner city, from the city, the hood for real, which Kanye ain't been in and touched in a long ass time. He from the Calabasas now. He don't speak for us here, you know. But they will ride to the heavens for Kanye and protect Kanye and stand in front of Kanye. Oh, Kanye love us. That's our brother. No matter how many times Kanye piss on our community. But the moment LeBron James does something we don't like, he's an ultimate sellout. He's a clown. We don't support him. F him now. Are you for real? Right? It's so funny, man, because y'all can talk this pro-black talk against LeBron James, and I'm pro-black as they come, right? And I got on LeBron's head for what he said, right? But I will never not act like I haven't seen that brother give his commentary and stand on the front lines when it comes to lending his voice to issues that we facing. When a lot of the black athletes in the same position as him, and the black athletes that have just as powerful of a voice as him, said nothing for years before him. Didn't say shit. Let everything ride and didn't say nothing and kept their mouth closed. And all the black folks don't say nothing about them, right? But one time LeBron James slip up, oh, he's a coon and he's a clown now, for real. But Kanye ain't no coon and he ain't no clown. And Lil Wayne ain't no coon and he ain't no clown. When Wayne acted like slavery didn't, that the racism didn't exist because he got a mixed group of fans. The fuck out of here. You know, them same black people, they get on Kanye head. I mean, get on LeBron head, but give Kanye passes, Lil Wayne passes, Floyd Mayweather passes. This is so crazy, man. Some of y'all so pro-black until Kanye West said some disparaging remarks about black people, right? Some of y'all so pro-black until Kanye West said something disparaging about black people and our ancestors. Then it's either crickets or it's a bunch of excuses for his ass. It's a bunch of excuses for that man. Y'all so pro-black until Kanye West say something, then you come out with all the excuses playing mental gymnastics to try to make it seem like he was really doing something powerful, playing all these different mental gymnastics, playing these games of semantics to try to make it seem like Kanye was saying some shit he really wasn't saying. Brother, I went to school, got 2 degrees. That shit can't trick me. And I know degrees do not dictate intelligence, but brother, I'm intelligent. I can read the room. I can decipher when somebody giving me bullshit and when they really giving me real talk. I can decipher when somebody is giving me game and when they giving real talk. Kanye gaming the fuck out of black folks. And black folks can't see it at all. His ass ain't Nelson Mandela or nothing, right? But they will never call Kanye a sellout and make excuses for him and ride for him and covet him like a mug. But the moment LeBron says something that we didn't agree with, we will act like he didn't do all the years he lent his voice to issues and spoke up about black folks getting killed by unarmed black people getting killed by police and law enforcement. He was lending his voice to that for the longest of time, giving all type of stuff back to black kids and being philanthropic to the kids in Akron, right? With the, you know, all of that stuff he was doing. We act like that didn't exist because we didn't like how he said what he said about Kyrie Irving. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit I ever seen in my life. And it's not just because I'm a LeBron fan, it's because I can see what's going on. No grace is given for LeBron James when he makes an error, but when Kanye West makes an error, oh my God. Boy, black folks will act like, oh, no, he didn't really mean it. He didn't mean that. Oh my God, he didn't mean it. What he really meant to say was, he really meant to say, well, that we need each other and that we got to ride together and that we got to stick together and rise above the oppressors. His ass ain't, Kanye ain't say no shit like that, bro. You feel me? And he only talked that talk when he got problems with that woman at home that he married to. When she's sleeping with another dude, he come talk like that on where he can't sit at the table with them rich white elites. When they tell his ass he can't sit at the table, he throw a hissy fit, he throw a fucking fit, and then he want to talk pro-black. And then when they let him at the table, when they let him in the door, then he go back to throwing black folks under the bus, telling us we ain't nothing, telling us our ancestors was nothing but cowards, basically, right? Telling us George Floyd, you know, denigrating his death. And his character, or not his character, but his death, I'm sorry, denigrating his death and saying that he really, it wasn't a knee on his neck like that. He'll come and tell us that Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves and shit. He'll do all of that when he get that seat at the table that he really want. And or if Kim Kardashian tell him to come home, honey, come home, I want you back, Kanye tell black folks, bye y'all, fuck y'all. And go right back over there to the Calabasas and act like that pro-black stuff he was talking didn't exist. And you can't trick me. You feel me? Like, bro, you can't piss on me and tell me it's rain and I'm going to just take it. Like, what? Come on, man. I was raised better than that. I was raised to use my own discernment to see what a man is saying and see, hell no, that's some bullshit. I don't give a fuck who it's coming from. And I told y'all what LeBron said it the first time. I wasn't riding with that shit, right? But I'm riding with what he's saying now. But everybody want to call LeBron the ultimate sellout and act like, oh, he's a coon and we ain't rocking with him, we ain't supporting him. But all the grace was given, all the grace in the world be given for all the rest of these dudes. Lil Wayne, coon ass, when he talk that coon shit all the time, people will always make excuses for him because they like his music. LeBron ain't never said none of the damaging stuff that ain't never been close to said none of the damaging stuff that Lil Wayne has said about black folks, right? LeBron ain't never came close to saying some of the negative, disparaging things about black folks that Kanye has. LeBron ain't came close to saying the stuff Kanye has about black folks and denigrating us and our ancestors. He ain't came close to that. He ain't came close to denigrating our ancestors and denigrating our people the way Floyd Mayweather had, the way Floyd Mayweather has. Right? But people will call LeBron a sellout, but will ride and support. And I'm talking about cover for Kanye West, Lil Wayne, and Floyd Mayweather. This shit is beyond me. It's beyond me. And it's clowned out. Cut it out. LeBron James is not a sellout at all. But Kanye West, Lil Wayne, and Floyd Mayweather, oh, they've been sellouts for a while. Y'all just don't know it. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.